Hello and welcome everyone. You are watching our weekly edition, Apps of the Week. This program has two parts. The first one will bring you top stories of the week. In the second part, the view continues. The presenter of the program, I'm Amhara, and you are watching Amhara Media Corporation. But first, grand stories of the week. Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister AMECO stressed the need to nurture transitional justice in order to consolidate the ongoing peace process in Ethiopia. Abel Burhani has more.
It was indicated that Ethiopia has recently developed a transitional justice policy document which is expected to contribute to sustainable peace, reconciliation and justice in the country. An inaugural ceremony of public consultations on transitional justice option in Ethiopia was underway in the presence of Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Affairs Minister AMECO, various government officials and other stakeholders. Collecting recommendations on the transitional justice policy document was the aim of the event. Speaking at the occasion, the Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister underlined that those challenges in the nation-state building process are becoming the source of conflicts. Therefore, he added, in order to sustain the peace process that has been undertaken, policy-oriented transitional justice should be established. According to AMECO, it also requires careful work at the country where human rights are protected. He underscored that transitional justice policy is therefore imperative to consolidate democracy and ensure sustainable peace in the country. AMECO finally called on every citizen to take responsibility and contribute to the nature of lasting peace and justice in Ethiopia. Speaker of the House of People's Representatives, Taggese Chafo, for his part said that advocating inclusive policy directions that are designed in agreement with the objective realities of the country with a view to ensuring accountability for human rights abuses committed in Ethiopia. According to him, transitional justice system is crucial to ensure accountability for acts of serious human rights abuses in a community that had gone through difficult circumstances. The speaker underlined that, particularly, transitional justice system is one of the key options to ensure sustainable peace and reconciliation, as it plays important role to heal the previous wounds, bring social, economic and political advancements. He indicated that several countries have used transitional justice system to address their challenges. The speaker stressed the need to advocate inclusive policy directions that are designed in agreement with the objective realities of the country with a view to ensuring accountability for human rights abuses committed in Ethiopia.
Residents of Town and its surrounding side, aid being delivered to them has been contributing a lot to reduce the problems they had encountered. Burhan Workneh has the details.
The government of Ethiopia, along with humanitarian partners, has been delivering humanitarian assistance and restoring essential services across the Tigray region. Residents of Town and its surroundings told INA that the humanitarian aid being delivered to them has been contributing a lot to reduce the problems they had encountered, noting that they had encountered social and economic problems due to the conflict. The residents said that they are receiving humanitarian aid. One of the residents said the people of the town is very happy for they have been receiving various humanitarian aid, including wheat, edible oil and other provisions. Another resident mentioned the market situation and price of commodity goods such as sugar and salt has also been drastically improving following the humanitarian aid delivery. They indicated that humanitarian assistance is being intensified following the peace agreement. In addition to the humanitarian aid, basic services are being restored, including bank, telecommunication services and various social and economic infrastructures are returning in the town. Expressing their satisfaction with the peace agreement, they urged the government to continue to scale up providing humanitarian aid. Moreover, the government, along with humanitarian aid organizations, is providing urgent humanitarian and medical supplies support to the affected communities in the northern Ethiopia.
Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister AMECO said historic Pakistani business delegation visit to Ethiopia is crucial to strengthen the bilateral relationship between the two countries. and attract investors to Ethiopia. Modomuli has the details.
Ethiopian Investment Commission has organized a welcoming event to the Pakistani investment and trade delegation comprised of 71 business personalities. On the occasion, AMECO said the delegation's historic visit to Ethiopia is very important to strengthen the bilateral relations of the two countries and attract investors to Ethiopia.
This high-level visit is really another important step to strengthen our bilateral relations.
Pointing out that Ethiopia's national and economic plans focus includes agriculture, manufacturing, mining and tourism, technology and innovation. In the social sector, AMECO urged the delegation to visit various sectors and actors in the country in order to create business connection. He stressed that it is a very historic time to uplift our bilateral relations and to open up all Pakistani investors and company owners to invest here in Ethiopia. Ethio-Pakistan relations have been strengthened in the past few years in different sectors, including political, economic, trade and investment. Pakistan ambassador to Ethiopia Shazab Abbas on his part said the relations between Ethiopia and Pakistan have been improving.
When I came, stood at about $30 million bilaterally, and now Alhamdulillah, in 2.5 years time frame, it has rose up to 75.
Abbas stated that he has been working hard to accelerate the existing level of economic relations between the two countries and commence direct Addis Ababa-Karachi flights, and also to push Ethiopia to open diplomatic mission in Pakistan, and it was successful in all. Ethiopian Airlines will begin its Addis Ababa-Karachi direct flight on May 2nd, 2023, the ambassador disclosed. He also stated that Ethiopia's investment potentials for Pakistani investors in different sectors and urged the members of the delegation to explore the opportunities. The ambassador mainly pointed out agriculture, energy and mining sectors in Ethiopia as great investment potentials for Pakistani investors, taking into consideration the experiences of his country. Members of the visiting delegation are engaged in agriculture, manufacturing, pharmaceutical, minerals, technology, healthcare and others. The delegation is expected to visit investment projects and exchange views with pertinent government officials and members of the Ethiopian business community in the course of their 5 days visit in Ethiopia from March 5 to 10, 2023.
Finance Minister Ahmed Shide said Ethiopia and China have reached consensus to strengthen cooperation and speed up the implementation of existing projects. Modomluye has more.
The finance minister, who has recently been in China, said the mission of the delegation he led was very successful. During the comprehensive engagement they had, the two sides have reached consensus on how to strengthen cooperation, particularly on how to speed up the implementation of existing projects. According to him, Ethiopia and China have comprehensive strategic partnership and they have agreed to consolidate on the successes.
Through our comprehensive engagement in Beijing, we have reached consensus on how to strengthen our cooperation, particularly how we can speed up on the implementation of existing projects, as well as on how China will support in short-term challenges Ethiopia is facing in terms of financing and other issues.
Ethiopia is going to implement many more projects as part of the Belt and Road Initiative, he stated, adding that the railway from Ethiopia to Djibouti was financed by China and constructed by Chinese companies. The Ethio-Djibouti Railway is one of the early fruits of the Belt and Road project in terms of concrete result. The minister said different infrastructure projects of road, highways, energy generation and transmission and urban water supply scheme have been supported by our partnership with China. He pointed out the partnership with China has created a good asset for the country and its industrial asset has been supported by China. Besides, the partnership with China is also supporting Ethiopia to advance its cooperation and production capacity.
The International Criminal Police Organization said that the regional operational project ROC established to support the Khartoum process has been playing a crucial role in mitigating transboundary crimes. Abel Burhane.
ROC is a regional project formed to fight criminal networks involved in human trafficking and smuggling. It was launched as part of the Khartoum process at the request of countries from the Horn of Africa. The $5 million project that involves 11 African countries, including Ethiopia, helps to change information about abuses committed on citizens by criminals engaged in human trafficking and extradition of the perpetrators. ROC is holding a meeting in Addis Ababa to evaluate the implementation process of the project that has been under implementation from 2022 to 2025. ROC Technical Director Hervi Jamet told Ethiopian news agency that ROC, during its first round plan of action report that had taken place from 2019 to 2021, was able to gather and analyze more than 400 crime-related information to the Interpol to take the necessary actions. According to him, Ethiopia, Egypt, Sudan, South Sudan, Djibouti, Eritrea, Kenya, Libya, Tunisia, Uganda and Somalia have registered concrete results in mitigating transboundary crimes in partnership. The countries have been able to deliver more than 700 crime-related information to the Interpol through ROC in their efforts to prevent crimes in collaboration.
We started in 2019 this project, and already we have done more than 700 intelligence reports concerning human trafficking. You have to bear in mind that we have ROC has participated to the arrest of 4 of the top most wanted criminals in Africa involved in human trafficking.
Following ROC's launch of the second round plan of action in May 2022, more than 2,200 victims of human trafficking were freed from human traffickers due to measures taken in collaboration with Interpol and member countries.
We have released, just since the beginning of May 2022, we have participated to the release of more than 2,200 victims of human trafficking. So as you can see, the results are quite impressive.
Eastern Africa Police Chiefs Cooperation Organization Chief Executive Officer and Chairperson of Interpol Regional Bureau, Gideon Kimilu, said member countries, including Ethiopia, have been actively participating in the successful implementation of the project. According to the Chief Executive Officer, Ethiopia has been playing its part in mitigating illegal activities in the region, including extradition of suspects of human traffickers to the Interpol. He stated that the government of Ethiopia is committed to prevent and fight against human trafficking in collaboration with the Interpol.
The Ethiopian government, like all the other governments in this region, are very determined to fight and prevent human trafficking. The government of Ethiopia is working very hard to make sure that criminal networks are dismantled. Criminals are arrested, prosecuted, and convicted. Those who try to hide in this country and they are wanted elsewhere, they, through the Interpol red notices, are arrested and taken to those countries to be prosecuted. Those are wanted in Ethiopia and they are hiding in another country. The Ethiopian government, through Interpol, and through the support of intelligence from ROC, they are identified, arrested, brought here, and prosecuted.
Noting that the Mediterranean region is one of the places where human trafficking and other international crimes are committed, Kimilu said Ethiopia has been extraditing suspected criminals who fled from Libya to South Africa.
Acting Executive Secretary of the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, Antonio Pedro, said Ethiopia's Green Legacy initiative is climate-friendly and other African countries should learn from it. The
Executive Secretary said that Africa is working to restructure and transform its economy and wants to do it in the right way by promoting green options.
What we are doing, therefore, discussing here is the ecosystem that links industrialization, trade action, and climate action, as well as promoting sustainable inclusive development as part of the same continuum. But we want to do it in the right way by promoting green options.
Secretary Antonio Pedro appreciated the Green Legacy initiative that Ethiopia has been running, and he added that all African governments and the people in the continent have to take a good lesson and experience from Ethiopia to focus on climate-friendly growth and development.
So, and the same principle applies everywhere else in Ethiopia. The Green Legacy projects and all those things is really how to monetize those very good actions that our member states are already taking, and to make sure that it is homegrown, that is organic, and of course it's owned by all the people that are part and parcel of that project. So this is what we are sort of presenting here as options. We learn by doing, we learn by sharing experiences, the peer learning effort, and as we also will provide better, we will elucidate the steps that it takes, both in terms of improving the credibility of the carbon credit market.
Pedro said that green development is not something that is easily achieved. It requires the integrated effort and movement of every stakeholder. Therefore, every African state should take the tremendous effort and commitment that Ethiopia has had for the past few years in promoting Green Legacy initiative.
This is not an easy sort of trajectory. It requires capacity building because the development of carbon credit markets is not something that is easy to do. And so we applaud certainly the steps that Ethiopia is taking with a view to integrating its production systems with the rest of the opportunities in IGAD, in Eastern Africa in general, and the rest of the world already.
The Chinese embassy in Addis Ababa has provided financial support to 117 Ethiopian students of Addis Ababa University as a part of China-Ethiopia Scholarship Award.
During the ceremony held on March 7th, Addis Ababa University President Professor Taso Waldehana said the support will improve and promote academic excellence. It's learned that over 2 million birr grant provided for a year would benefit 117 students. 80 of the awardees are Bachelor of Arts degree holders, 18 Chinese language students, 6 PhDs, 12 students from Addis Ababa Institute of Technology, and 1 from the Institute of Peace and Security Studies. Thanking China for the scholarship, the president called on the Chinese government to continue the scholarship support. China Embassy Minister Councillor Shen Kinmin on his part affirmed that China will continue to further strengthen its educational sector cooperation with Ethiopia. He added the Chinese support to Ethiopian students will continue to grow in both the amount of finance and the number of students for scholarship in the years to come. This Ethio-China Friendship Agreement for Scholarship program was signed at Addis Ababa University in September last year. China and Ethiopia began their cooperation of scholarship program 5 years ago.
Iran's ambassador to Ethiopia, Samid Ali Lakhzada, said there are a lot of untapped trade and economic opportunities between the two countries. Burhan Workna has the details.
Speaking to Ethiopian news agency, the ambassador stated that the Iran-Ethiopia relationship is historical, friendly and long-standing and without blemishes. The relationship between the two ancient countries goes back 2,500 years. Ambassador Lakhzada said, noting that the relationship is multidimensional, including cultural, trade and economic cooperation. He pointed out that Iran, being a country of 85 million inhabitants with huge natural resources, and Ethiopia being a country of 120 million with untapped natural resources, there are many rooms for economic relationship. Hence, the ambassador added that in a bid to tap several unexplored business opportunities, trading with each other's currencies and using bartering mechanisms can address several trade and economic bottlenecks such as foreign currency shortages. According to the ambassador, the resumption of a joint economic cooperation commission will help boost lots of business potential, as there are lots of uncovered opportunities that still need to be used to boost relationships.
We started to trade with some neighbors, not only the neighbors, even some African countries, Latin American countries, Caribbean countries as well, regional country in the west of Asia as well.
Iran is trying to boost bilateral relationships with African countries, the ambassador revealed, adding that the country has got agreements with many countries in Asia and Latin America to trade with each other's currencies or even a bartering mechanism.
To do trade with our national currencies from both sides. That is one of the ways we can, especially taking in account the shortage of foreign currency in this country, that is one of the ways we can use. We can try at least. We can show interest. That is one. Secondly, a barter mechanism. We use barter mechanism to boost our trade with many countries in the world. That is another way we can cooperate.
He further pointed out that Iran is willing to share with Ethiopia and any other country, for that matter, its progress is high-tech, knowledge in science and technology. He stressed being members of some regional and international organizations such as South-South Cooperation, Non-Alignment Movement and G77 would help us facilitate bilateral relations.
Our short geographical distance between Iranian ports in Persian Gulf and Djibouti or Berbera port, which reduce the transportation costs, can also help to boost our bilateral trade.
Lake Tana has been recognized as UNESCO Biosphere Reserve since 2014, and it is home to 37 islands. People residing around the lake use papyrus boat for transportation, which is eco-friendly means of transportation and fishing. Burhan Workneh has a stay with a resident of Bardar who led his life by fishing using papyrus boat. Let's get more from the report.
Melkamu Gzacho is a resident of Bardar city who leads his life fishing on Lake Tana using papyrus boat. He has 18 years experience on fishing activity. In an exclusive interview with Amhara Media Corporation English Service, Melkamu said the papyrus boat, which is made up of papyrus plant, is an eco-friendly material for the biodiversity of Lake Tana.
The service of the papyrus boat is very important for all. It is a chemical-free material, whereas the modern boat, which is consuming fuel, is killing the biodiversity of aquatic life found inside Lake Tana. On the other hand, the papyrus boat does not use fuel, and it only needs manual operation to move people from one place to another.
Melkamu said the papyrus boat has many uses on Lake Tana. He said it is used for fishing, for carrying firewood, and for transporting people from one area to the other.
Do you know Lake Tana is full of natural resources that are very important for human beings? Among these natural resources, the papyrus plant is one. The papyrus plant grows in a marshy or swampy area, and this papyrus plant is very important for making papyrus boat. The papyrus boat is also very important for transporting goods and services from one place to the other place on Lake Tana.
Melkamu further stated that the fishing activity is source of income so as to lead the family properly.
Basically, papyrus boat is crucial for fishing, for carrying grass, firewood and others. Additionally, the boat is used for transporting people from one place to another around the lake.
The biodiversity of Lake Tana is being threatened by natural and man-made activities. Eco-friendly materials should be deployed on Lake Tana so as to sustain and save aquatic life found inside the Lake Tana. Therefore, the papyrus boat, which is made from papyrus plant used for fishing purpose on Lake Tana, must be modernized and used on Lake Tana.
I have 2 kids and I'm leading my life using fishing activity on Lake Tana. It is good for me and I don't ask for support from the government. There are many users who are leading their lives using the papyrus boat. This is only around St. Michael Port. There are also other users who are engaged in the sector in other parts of the lake.
The biodiversity of Lake Tana is being threatened by natural and man-made activities. Eco-friendly materials should be deployed on Lake Tana so as to sustain and save aquatic life found inside Lake Tana. Therefore, the papyrus boat, which is made from papyrus plant used for fishing purpose on Lake Tana, must be modernized and used on Lake Tana.
Now it is time to move to the second part of our program, that is The View. On The View, we will assess the Pakistani's business delegation visit to Ethiopia and its importance to boost trade relationship between the two countries.
Last January, Ethiopia and Pakistan ambassadors expressed their conviction that the economic and political relationship between the two countries will grow fast as the Pretoria Peace Agreement was signed. In an exclusive interview which was made by Ethiopian news agency, Ethiopia's ambassador to Pakistan Jamal Bakr said that Pakistani investors have shown a strong desire to invest in Ethiopia in various sectors. And then next month, February, a progress has been started to be shown. It was expressed that Ministry of Trade and Regional Integration Ethiopia and Ministry of Commerce Pakistan held a virtual signing ceremony of bilateral trade agreement Pakistan and Ethiopia. Then another news came out from the tie of both countries. This shows the relationship is coming to another new height. Members of the 71% Pakistani business delegation has visited Ethiopia to explore investment and trade opportunities in the country for about a week. During the visit, the investors were briefed about the investment opportunities in Ethiopia that would enable them to engage in various business areas. Ethiopia's ambassador for Pakistan, Jamal Bakr, explained the historic relationship of both countries and the special opportunity which is currently created to strengthen more following the peace agreement.
Very new chapter between the Ethiopia and Pakistan diplomatic relation.
Pakistan ambassador to Ethiopia, Shozama Abbas, on his part underlined that Pakistani investors are very keen to invest in Ethiopia as the bilateral relation is going higher and higher from time to time.
There's a great comparative advantage between the two countries' economies. Pakistan's backbone is agriculture and agro-based industry.
The Pakistani business delegation has also discussed with Deputy Premier and Minister of Ministry of Foreign Affairs, AMECO. The Deputy Premier briefed them regarding the favorable situation which is being created in Ethiopia for investment.
Ethiopia now is becoming one of the major destination point for foreign investment.
The delegation coordinator, Ibrahim Tawab, have said that Pakistani investors are interested in engaging in various sectors in Ethiopia.
We have people from all sectors of the industry. We have textile industry. The head of the Textile Association, Abdema, is also here. We have people from Pharmaceutical Association. We have people from construction. We have people from surgical equipments. We also have people from packaging industry. I myself, I belong to the paper industry, as well as we have people from ink, plastics, different manufacturing industries who are all looking to trade, invest and explore Ethiopia.
Ethiopian Investment Commission Commissioner Lelise Neme on her part explained possible investment opportunities Ethiopia could bring for Pakistani investors. She also reaffirmed Ethiopia's government commitment to back Pakistani investors whenever they will come back to invest in Ethiopia. Meanwhile, Ethiopian Industrial Parks Development Corporation Chief Executive Officer Aklilu Tadese briefed the business persons on the occasion about these investment opportunities in Ethiopia, including incentives for the FDI, the government's commitment, and the abundant human resources.
The
investment in our country is showing alarming progress. Especially, this condition came to effect after the peace agreement. In addition, the government's move towards reforming policy issues with related to the sector gives fresh power for investment in Ethiopia.
People of
the same, from textile, pharmaceutical, from sport goods, manufacturing and many, pharmaceutical, they was there. they have been discussing, and now there are some modalities now there. Yes, sector matching we have been doing, B2B. So that has been very productive. Today also in the afternoon we have that one. Tomorrow also we continue. So based on the tailored demand of the companies, we are managing that one. So that will be very fruitful. And I hope there are so many agreements will be signed before they leave.
I think the business environment is amazing, and His Excellency Prime Minister Abiy has done a wonderful job. As you can see, it's very important because in this time of the globalization is the need of time, and we have realized that Prime Minister Abiy has made exceptional policies for business investment and for attraction. So through your channel, through your media, I would like to congratulate the Prime Minister for an exceptional job that he has done, because we feel like home while we are here. The hospitality that we have received from the Ethiopians is outstanding.
የኤነርጂ ሺፕ መሆን ነው ትልቁ ለነሱ ኢንተረስት ያሳደረባቸው። ኤነርጂያችን በቀላሉ clean green energy ነው።
What motivated them is basically depend on our energy potential. First, our energy is green energy, and then we have untapped potential with regard to manpower, and said Ethiopia has committed government. We are now here to visit industrial parks. In the morning, we were visiting Bole Lemi Industrial Park. We have visited textile factories. Pakistani investors are very well known in textile industry. There is an investor who has around 12 textile factories. He has visited what is being done here and reached on consensus to start his work here. A discussion is held on how they will come and take sheds so as to begin manufacturing their products.
በትክክል በዛ ላይ ውይይት ተደርጓል።
Roshan Packages Company Director Zaki Aijaz and JS Banking Department Head Rao Umar Farooq on their part expressed sectors by which they are interested to invest in Ethiopia.
Ethiopia, we have very good opportunities, business opportunities, especially in agriculture, in farming. We are ready to investment in fruits and vegetable farming. We are ready to install processing plant for fruits and vegetable. We are ready to establish logistics in cold chains also. Cold storage also, and we are also ready to invest in packaging sector as well. We can transfer our knowledge because we in agriculture we are very established. We have very old agriculture system. We have very good water system. Water, we have canals, very strong canal system. We are dams. We have very strong irrigation system.
We are looking at is Ethiopia is a country just like Pakistan with a very large young population. So retail, e-commerce, we have an expertise in technology development, developing solutions for developing markets. So we want to invest in those sectors, financial services, which is mobile banking, digital banking, collaborating with the Ethiopian government here, transferring some of the expertise that we have had in Pakistan and in some other countries across the world, and then bringing in investment not only from Pakistan and from our group but from some of other partners, and leverage on the potential that the Ethiopian market has.
Following the conclusion of the visit, Ethiopia's ambassador to Pakistan Jamal Bakr expressed his hope that many business agreements will be signed between the Pakistani investors and Ethiopia.
ከዚህ በኋላ አሁን ዛሬ ማታና ነገ ማታ የምናደርጋቸው እነዚህ የተለዩትን መርጠን
We expect at the minimum 10 to 20 investors will sign memorandum of understanding to engage on same type of investment before they will leave. We will do more than this in the future. Being together with other government officials, we will encourage everyone who is part of the delegation to invest here, and we will also attract others who are not part of the current visit. This will open good door for others.
ያደርጉ ጥሎ በር ይከፍታል ብዬ አምናለሁ።
የኢትዮጵያን ምቹ ሁኔታ የማስተዋወቅ ስራ ሲሰራ ቆይቷል። እኛም እንደ IPDC እንደ ኢንዱስትሪያል ፓርኮች ልማት ኮርፖሬሽን በአውሮፓ በኤዥያ የተለያዩ
There were a promotional endeavor conducted to introduce the investment opportunity of Ethiopia. We as Ethiopian Industrial Parks Development have redundantly explained investment opportunities for Asian, European and other investors who are part of the global business community. The sum of these activities have attracted many investors, as you can see it. What you have observed today is that The delegation of Pakistan investors who have ample experience in manufacturing is paying a visit in Ethiopia. Over 70 investors are part of it. Prior to this visit, a brief is given for them by higher government officials.
በአጠቃላይ በኢትዮጵያ ውስጥ ያለውን ምቹ ሁኔታ እንደ መንግስት ከዚህኛው ጉብኝት በፊት ገለጻ ተደርጎላቸዋል።
Ethiopian Industrial Parks Corporation Chief Executive Officer Aklilu Taddese further said the corporation has been exerting efforts to attract FDI from Asia and European countries as well as the global business community.
የሚያስፈልገውን ሪኳየርመንት አሟልተው ፕሮፖዛል ጨርሰው በመጡ በአንድና በሁለት ቀናት ውስጥ የምናስተናግድበትን ስታንዳርድ ተመልክተዋል.
They have observed our standard that will let them to get service within 1 and 2 days if they will come with requirements fulfilled. IPDC is making its own reform, so we will help them to begin their work within a very short period of time when they will come to us. There are shared and developed lands that they have observed during their visit. Every infrastructure like power, water and security system is fulfilled. There is also one window service in the parks. There is custom bank and investment services that they have visited. They are very happy for these things. Hence, our readiness is much more better than before.
ባንድ መስኮት የሚያገኙበትንም ፋሲሊቲ በአካል ተመልክተዋልና በጣም ደስተኞች ናቸው። ስለዚህ ዝግጁነታችን ከምንጊዜውም በላይ የተሻለ ነው።
Dear viewers, I hope you got valuable information from this week's edition of Apps of the Week. Until we meet next time with another edition, the presenter of the program, I am Yohannes Lijalem. Thank you for watching.